Hello and welcome in the next video. Today I will be reviewing a small 3D printer that has gained a lot of popularity in the last years, the BambuLab A1 Mini. You have probably seen it recommended for beginners or as a budget second printer. I've had it for over a year now and printed around 1000 hours on it. So in this video I will share how it holds up long term and if it's really worth it. Let's start with the specs. The build volume is 180 x 180 x 180 mm, with a direct drive extruder, up to 500 mm per second print speed, 20k max acceleration, automatic bed leveling, input shaping, and it currently costs just $199. You can also buy it with AMS Lite unit for multicolor printing. Let's begin with what's great about this printer. First of all, print quality. For the price of the printer, it performs really well. It handles PLA and PETG with no issues, and the input shaping really helps to get sharp corners and clean walls, even at higher speeds. Of course, this is a cantilever type of a printer, not a Core XY, so you will see some limitations with very tall models, but overall the quality is very good, especially for everyday use. Next advantage is the ease of use, and this is where A1 Mini really shines. The quick swap nozzle system is amazing. It takes less than a minute and no tools are required. That's a big improvement over the P1 series, where changing a nozzle can be a bit annoying. Bed leveling is also fully automatic. There is no manual Z offset tuning, and it just works. A1 Mini also has an automatic flow calibration, and those both features combined really makes life easier. Combined with Bamboo Studio, the mobile app, and cloud support, it's probably the closest 3D printer to the mystical plug-and-play of which I've tested. The Bamboo Slicer is well optimized, the MakerWorld library is integrated, and the mobile app is functional and allows you to restart previous prints directly from the phone. Another big plus is the compact size. It barely takes any space on the desk, and the noise level is low compared to Core XY printers like P1P. The only thing you can hear is the fan, but that problem disappears completely when printing PETG. I can barely notice when the printer is running in the background. For PLA, the fan can be annoying, but it's still more silent than P1P. It's also worth mentioning the AMS Lite. I don't have one, but of what I've heard from other users, it works well. A1 Mini with AMS Lite is probably the cheapest way to get a multicolor prints. Now let's move to the drawbacks. The first layer is not always perfect, especially on larger prints. The auto leveling is accurate, but sometimes the flow or adhesion isn't completely consistent across the whole bed. If you mostly print small things, it won't be an issue, but for bigger objects you might want to keep an eye on the first layer, especially since it's not enclosed bed stinger, and even moving air in the room can sometimes impact the print, unfortunately. Next disadvantage is the print quality on taller models. Since it's a bed slinger, tall prints can sometimes show a bit of Z-wobble or ghosting. You can avoid it by slowing down the speed and accelerations, but that's just how it works when the print bed itself is moving on more directions than Z-axis. Core XY printers are delivering better results, but A1 Mini is still handling it surprisingly well, so it's not a deal breaker. Also, the printer is not enclosed, so you are mostly limited to PLA, PETG, and TPU. It's not designed to handle high-temp materials like ABS, ASA, or nylon. It's nothing strange, but worth mentioning for less experienced customers. As mentioned earlier, the AMS Lite is a nice addition, but it has limitations. Since the spools don't sit on the rollers as in regular AMS, it's designed to hold original BambuLab filament. Other spools might fit as well, but in many cases you will need to print some adapter to use third-party spool here. Now let's go over to the score. Like always, I will rate the printer in 5 categories: print quality, first layer, user experience, features, and price, each with a max of 10 points. So, print quality 7.5 out of 10. In general, it prints as good as BambuLab P1P or P1S, what's pretty shocking in itself, but there are drawbacks for the higher prints, therefore it lost half of a point to P1P. First layer 7 out of 10. Auto bed leveling is working really well, but I'm sometimes experiencing problems with larger prints. It's still far better than calibrating the Z offset manually, but I need to give here 1 point less than for P1P and P1S. User experience 9 out of 10. As I said, it's closest to plug and play 3D printer I've seen. It has a touchscreen with really nice and intuitive layout. The Bamboo Studio Slicer, Phone app, and MakerWord library are all integrated into one ecosystem really nicely. Nozzle changing is really quick and easy, and it became my only printer where I'm shifting between 0.4 and 0.2 mm nozzles, since it takes less than a minute to change. Features 7 out of 10. A1 Mini has an input shaping, automatic flow calibration, camera, LED light, Wi-Fi, AMS light support, and quick swap nozzle system. It's just missing the capability of printing more demanding materials. Finally, price 9 out of 10. At $199, it's a steal. It's a lot of 3D printer for the money, and that includes both hardware and software. For that price, it's perfect as the first printer, it's perfect as a second 3D printer if you already have one, and I generally can't think of any scenario when I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe only if you are exclusively printing ABS, but then you are probably not even watching this review. To sum it up, A1 Mini is a really good and solid 3D printer which delivers the BambuLab quality I know from their other printers. It has some disadvantages, as every printer, but for the price it's hard to complain too much. It's probably the easiest and most enjoyable 3D printer to get started with. It's fast, compact, quiet, and gives great results for everyday prints. I can definitely recommend it, and in total, it got one of the highest scores in my ranking so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you own this printer or if you are considering buying it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.